Hi, it's Sarah, and today I thought we would do a intuitive tarot reading for Sagittarius for the month of December 2019. So I have pulled 4 cards, one for each week, with a clarification card to go with it because Sagittarius has been having kind of a rough time lately, and we need as much information about what's going to happen as possible, right? I have quite a few Sagittarius friends and clients, and the consensus has been, when will this stop? When will this cycle end, and when will things get back on track? And I think that we can see in this reading that is exactly what is about to happen. You probably have one more week, probably the first week in December, as seen by the Devil card here. Because this doesn't mean probably what you think it means. When the Devil shows up like this, it means more depression, anxiety, worry, feeling trapped, possibly an addiction or an addictive personality trait coming forward. You feel overwhelmed, you feel like you don't have any choices, and you feel stuck and miserable. And pretty much that's accurate for how most of the Sag natives I know are feeling lately. So it's not you. Everybody's going through this cycle. The good news is, though, the qualifier. Look under it. Look at the card under it. And of course, this is the Ace of Wands. And anytime we have an ace, it generally means change out of nowhere. And it's usually positive too. And you have been trying, dear Sag, to work really hard on changing the situation. And because you're a fire sign, you are pretty impatient. And I know because I'm a fire sign too. We like to, tell us what to do and we'll do it to get past this. But no information has been coming forward because you were in this cycle of supposed rest, which of course you weren't resting. You were too busy suffering. Yeah. No information was coming, you didn't know how to change the situation, and you didn't really know if making a change was the right thing to do. So it looks like you're going to get some clarity on that. Something is going to pop out of nowhere, hence this card, and give you clarity on the situation and give you opportunities in a way you never thought were possible. So that's really exciting, and it's really nice to have some good news, isn't it? And I know that you're overdue for good news. Okay, the Ace of Wands also signifies, like I say, change, new beginnings, good news, physically starting something and physically feeling better. You're finding a new passion. You're becoming more enthusiastic about life, maybe somewhat accepting the challenges that have been going on and looking at them differently so that they're not quite as debilitating as they've been, but that's okay because things are shifting anyway. There is also a possibility of a new love interest entering in the scene too. Health-wise, it looks like it's good news that maybe some medical issues you were having are getting under control and that you're going to be feeling better and feeling healthier. On the heels of the Ace of Wands, we have another good card, which is the Queen of Wands. So when a card like this comes up in a reading, we always say it is either a person in your life or someone who embodies these characteristics. And it could be you for that matter, right? This is a woman who is energetic, vivacious, strong, courageous, very passionate, very funny, very confident and independent. So it sounds like a Sagittarius woman, doesn't it? Right? The meaning in this for week 2 in December, it looks like things are going to shift and you're going to feel more like your old self. You're going to feel more optimistic, you're going to have more energy, and you're going to be ready to go travel and see stuff. This staying at home and trying to save money or staying at home and trying to, not get into trouble is coming to an end. Things are changing. Love-wise, it could mean that yes, a relationship that you've been having is about to shift or change, and looking ahead at the other cards, it looks likely. Money and career looks like it's definitely going to get back on track. Your business is going to get back on track. Your personal savings should also probably grow during this time. And of course, we have a qualifier of Pentacles underneath it. And this card, whenever I see it in a reading, this is how I interpret it. Not all your plans are going to come forward and bear fruit, but some of them will. And that's okay because maybe the ones that didn't come forward weren't meant for you. Generally, it means money is coming, things are working out, you're going to be moving forward. So it's really good stuff. Will everything you want be delivered in a package with a shiny bow on your doorstep? No, probably not. But the majority of the things that will do you the best good and move you forward towards the ultimate goal will start showing up. So don't lose faith, stay committed, and try and be as optimistic as possible. And that leads us to week 3, where we see a bevy of sword cards, don't we? This card, the King of Swords, represents someone who is very intelligent, very rational, very logical, someone in authority who is very conservative and discerning. This is someone who's definitely head over heart and self-disciplined. This could be a judge, a father, or something representing law enforcement, morals, something like that. In a general context, for this to be the theme for the week, we can think about it as power, authority, self-discipline, routine. Spirit has been pushing you, Sagittarius, for a while to put a routine together, and you have been bucking that because you don't want to do it because you're such a free spirit. You like to go with the flow, be spontaneous, and have the opportunity to go and chase your fancy, which is wonderful, except we're moving into the year of the metal rat, which is all about structure. So it's completely at odds with the upcoming energy. This card is kind of like a heads up. It's time to get serious, right? Chances are good that this is an air sign. It's like Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in your life who bringing you the message of structure and that it's not a bad thing. You can do it. Putting a little bit of structure in your life will be fine. Now, you don't have to schedule out every minute of the day, no. But a little bit of structure and routine will help things flow better. So if you're in a relationship or know someone that this card represents or that sounds like this type of person, then you can pretty much tell that you're at odds. They're good friends. They have a good time together, but being in a relationship generally doesn't work because, like I say, you're too opposite. Another big lesson when this card comes up is that we need to set some sort of routine with our health. We need to get on an exercise program. We need to start eating actual healthy meals. We need to work out in a more structured way. So if you've been suffering from an illness or an injury, the King of Swords can indicate that it's up to you really what happens next. If you're going to, as they say, get with the plan and start taking care of yourself, then things will probably quickly mend. If not, then you can expect, medical professionals to be involved for a while with this. So it's really up to you and how disciplined you want to be. And I know that's not appealing at all, but sometimes we all have to kind of roll with it so that we can get everything done or we can get back on track. And the additional clarification for this card comes from the Six of Swords, which is a really interesting card too. It's about change. Sometimes it's about overcoming hardship and getting on the other side of it, and sometimes it signifies escaping and running away. So it's a really interesting card. It could mean, you're going away on a holiday and everything's great, or it could mean that, the relationship that you're in is struggling and you are struggling and you are very much ready to leave. Moving towards calm waters is how some people see it. I generally have noticed in readings and doing readings that when it comes up, it doesn't mean that the things are over yet. It just means maybe you've made a decision. So if you're in a relationship that is struggling, it may get worse during the holidays and before the first of the year. Which brings us to the final week of December, which is the Page of Swords and the Three of Swords, which is a pretty self-explanatory card too. So it does really look like if something is going on in your relationship, the holidays are going to probably trigger more stress and more problems with it. All of the page cards signify news. Unfortunately, with the swords, it means that the news has been delayed. So you need to stay the course, be patient, and know that things are going to be moving forward. They've just kind of slowed down, which also makes sense because of the holidays. In America, everything pretty much does slow down. Even though businesses are open, most places are running on a skeleton crew, right? Also, think before you speak. Don't get drawn into arguments or drama triangles with other people. There is no purpose to it, and it will not help you at all. The overall meaning behind this card basically is just stay the course. You know what you want, and yes, there's been some delays, but you know what you want, and you know that that is the correct direction for you. Even though things are slowing down and people are trying to throw you off course with needless drama, don't fall for it. The page represents plans that have kind of slowed down, not stopped or stalled, but slowed. So it can also represent, though, fairness and speaking out and fighting injustice too. So if you've been in a relationship or working somewhere where there have been some maybe shady dealings going on, now you're going to be much more inspired to speak up, to voice your opinion, and tell people you're not going to put up with it. Like I say, whether it's a relationship or whether it's, a work thing too. You run the risk of putting your hoof in your mouth, which is something, we joke about with Sagittarius all the time. They suffer from hoof and mouth disease because they have a tendency to put their foot in their mouth and say something very blunt or something very abrasive that maybe they didn't mean, but it just kind of came out that way. So yeah, there's a high propensity of you to do that over the holidays as well. But the people that love you, they don't care, right? They don't care. They're not going to hold it against you. And the people that are going to be offended, maybe they weren't meant to be in your life either. It's not a bad card all in all. It's just, like I say, things are slowing down. So stay the course and don't end up taking it as a sign that you're moving in the wrong direction, because that's not what it's about. The qualifier for this card would place it being something more having to do with your relationships rather than, say, your career. And because things maybe have slowed down the last week of the month, your relationship too, you're feeling kind of like, well, maybe this is the end. And it could be. Chances are good, though. This is just a delay. So I know this was a lot, and it doesn't always sound like it was the most positive, but considering what you've been going through the last 6 months or maybe even year, this is actually a turning point. Things are going to get better. You're going to get your feet back under you, and you're going to be able to take charge of your life and start moving in the direction you want to go in now. No, it's not going to be an easy month, but you've been through much worse. Yes, possibility of a long-term relationship ending. Or if you're single, not finding someone to really be committed to for another 6 months. But you need to take the time to really decide what's important to you, and then value yourself, value your partner enough to make the correct decision, even though it's going to be tough. So yeah, it's a change. It's still not roses, but once you get past this, things will start looking up. So yeah, it's not been the best, and that's why I haven't been doing a lot of Sagittarius stuff. So anyway, I hope you found this reading helpful. If you would like a personal reading or some more clarity, you can always find me at Serenity. Reiki Blessings. Bye-bye.